Hello everybody, my name is Peter Holbrook. Thank you for taking the time to explore this series on social procurement and social supply chains. We'll be taking a quick look at how companies can stay ahead of the curve, build better businesses, and improve the social contribution that they make through the way that they purchase goods and services that they need. We'll be shining a light on some of the great companies that are already choosing to trade with social enterprises as a way of achieving greater environmental sustainability and delivering better social outcomes in the communities where they operate. In my role as Chief Exec of Social Enterprise UK, I see at first hand the life-changing impact that social procurement can create for individuals and for the communities within towns and cities right across the world. I've also seen how businesses can gain a competitive advantage with customers across their recruitment and retention of staff and develop and build positive brands and stronger reputations, critical assets that keep your stakeholders loyal and supportive. Social enterprises are first and foremost businesses. They survive and grow by making and selling a wide variety of goods and services. What makes them different is their structure and their rules. They are structured to be impact-first businesses, committed as their primary purpose to generate social and environmental solutions and to use their profits to improve lives and tackle social problems. Such businesses are called social enterprises and are normally built and developed by either whole communities looking to solve local problems or by inspiring social entrepreneurs who want to do business in a much more sustainable and socially pioneering way. For many years, I built and grew social enterprises that provide pathways out of prison for those wanting to rebuild their lives. I also built businesses staffed by people with disabilities or those simply who have found it tough to find work. Businesses which also made great strides to be as green as possible. Today, at Social Enterprise UK, we represent and advocate for thousands of social enterprises. We're a national body for social enterprises in all their glorious diversity, and we undertake research, build data, develop policy, and create campaigns that showcase what social businesses can do for our world. Conventional approaches to business have created great dividends for our world. There is little question that businesses have contributed mighty solutions and huge prosperity in our world. And yet, despite these successes, few, if any, business leaders would still agree with the business doctrines of the past. Milton Friedman, the economist and business theorist in 1970, said, "There is one and only one social responsibility of business: to use its resources and engage in activities designed to increase its profits so long as it stays within the rules of the game," which is to say, engages in open and free competition without deception or fraud. Indeed, many of our corporate chief executives are increasingly ahead of our political leaders in understanding the magnitude of issues that they need to address and the diversity of stakeholders that they now need to serve. Whatever metrics and data we use and apply, whatever realm of human development we explore, we are beginning to build a consensus. Our economies are unsustainable and our businesses will need to adapt to survive and to prosper. Fresh water is becoming a scarcer commodity. Soil fertility has been consistently degrading for decades. Climate chaos is becoming more frequent and more extreme. The world's population will grow by around a third over the next 30 years. And by that time, we're likely to have more plastic in our oceans than fish. Alongside these current impending environmental emergencies, we can also see that globalization and market economics are concentrating wealth in fewer and fewer hands, and that across the OECD community and elsewhere, inequality continues to grow within and across our nations. Within this alarming context, we can no longer maintain an approach that, in effect, is business as usual. The multiple nature of these challenges, the ones that we face, require new thinking and innovative approaches. Business is experiencing chronic levels of declining trust and loyalty, and as such, business has to adapt and rebuild its relationship with customers, workers, and its broader stakeholders across society. Social and environmental profit can and must exist alongside shareholder returns. Operating our businesses and curating our economies based on yesterday's theories and thinking will simply no longer do. Even the most die-hard capitalists recognise this imperative. In January 2018, Lawrence D. Fink, who's the chairman and chief executive of BlackRock, a huge hedge fund, said, "To prosper over time, every company must not only deliver financial performance, but also show how it makes a positive contribution to society." and a growing cacophony of academics, business leaders, theorists and politicians have begun to agree. Over recent years, we have begun to see a dynamic shift. Social value has emerged rapidly as a new way of assessing businesses' broader impact on our societies and on our planet. In countries as diverse as India, Spain, the Philippines and the UK, social value is becoming a concept that is shaping the spend of billions and billions of pounds of public expenditure. Whilst quality and cost remain critical ways of assessing value, social and environmental value is becoming an increasingly important consideration. At the same time, businesses are no longer judged just on the basis of their own operations. Businesses are increasingly held to account for what happens within the whole length and complexity of their supply chains. Social enterprise are businesses with primary social and environmental goals. By incorporating social enterprises into your supply chains and by promoting social value criteria within your procurement processes, we can take an important step forward in achieving a more sustainable future. And our research consistently shows that incorporating social enterprises into your supply chains creates many business benefits alongside greater societal benefit. Over this course, we'll unpack these in much greater detail, but the evidence points to social enterprise suppliers being highly innovative and adaptive to their customers' needs. We know that they are cost competitive too. Being social in most cases does not have to cost more. And we know that the story of social procurement works well with customers, workers and communities alike. Over the duration of this online course, you'll be gaining plenty of insight from buyers and suppliers who will both inspire and inform you in equal measure. Social Enterprise UK works with some of the largest companies in the world, supporting them to integrate social enterprises into their supply chains and advance their contribution to society. The Buy Social Corporate Challenge, launched from Downing Street in London just 2 years ago, has created a powerful ambition to harness the power of supply chains to grow the scale and volume of social enterprise and their contribution within our economy and our society. The Buy Social Corporate Challenge is a great way to explore how social procurement can contribute to fulfilling your supply chain requirements, bringing new well-being to our communities and safeguarding the planet. It can also provide a competitive advantage as businesses are increasingly judged on their social impact and their social merits too. Those of us that work in procurement know it's not necessarily the most glamorous aspect of modern business, yet it has the potential to be utterly transformative. Albert Einstein once said, "We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them." At Social Enterprise UK, we understand the complexities, the challenges, and the competing priorities faced by those people responsible for supply chain management. With our help and with your motivation, we can help turn any supply into an opportunity to advance social opportunity for those in greatest need, at home and overseas. Procurement people are the potential superheroes of tomorrow. Unleash your corporate spending power and do a great deal by finding new opportunities for a social enterprise in your supply chain. That brings us to the end of this first unit. Thank you so much for watching.